Welcome back. I'm your host, Susanna May O'Hagan, and today we're going to talk about the farmer ballerina. Meet the mom of 7 who won a beauty pageant, then milked a cow in her own crown. Is this the one? Yep. But for some reason it's not going to let me read the whole thing. A former Juilliard trained ballerina to a farmer's wife and mom of many, pageant winner Hannah has an amazing story. So this is, I think, their website. Welcome to Ballerina Farm. Mountain raised meat and home goods from our farm to your door. Get mountain raised meat, Ballerina Farmer, every 30, 60, or 90 days. July 29th, weekly special box with a free Oakley Rodeo t-shirt, adult junior apron. Why is everyone suddenly obsessed with the Ballerina Farmer? So many reasons. This poor woman. I know she says she loves her life, and that's totally fine. I just feel bad that, so she had a birthday, right? And we'll probably talk about this later. He gave her an egg apron, and she really wanted tickets to Greece. And I'm thinking, you could have given her tickets to Greece and an egg apron. Like, this woman cooks, cleans, watches the kids. I believe she homeschools the kids. She gave up being a ballerina. And you're also, from what I've been told, rich. So, you could have done that for her. Have you taken a trip to Ballerina Farm yet? With 9.3 million followers on Instagram and 8.5 million on TikTok, the original trad wife influencer, trad wife. So this is a version of stay-at-home wife, stay-at-home mom. I forget the exact term. It's specific. Real name Hannah Needleman has been well known on social media for years, but has recently become real world famous to following a controversial news feature. In an interview with the Sunday Times, Hannah, 34, a mom of 8 who live on a 328-acre Utah farm with her multi-millionaire husband. You could give her an egg apron and Greece tickets, dude. Daniel Needleman denied she was a trad wife at all, but most of the world disagrees. In fact, people are getting pretty angry about the lifestyle the family promotes. Who are Hannah and Daniel Needleman? Under the handle Ballerina Farm, Hannah, a former ballet student at New York's mega prestigious Juilliard school, posts across Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube about her life on the family Utah farm. She cooks, she cleans, she rears multiple animals, and she homeschools and cares for all those kids. Yeah, that's a lot. Greece tickets. She just wanted Greece tickets. You couldn't do that. That's what bugs me. More, your lifestyle isn't something I would do. I will admit. This is not my thing. But I feel so bad because you could see the ballerina photo in her videos in the kitchen behind her, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And she went to Juilliard. That is a hard school to get into. Henry 12, Charles 10, George 9, Francis 7, Louis 5, Martha 3, Mabel 2, and baby Flora 6 months. Despite Hannah being a stay-at-home mom, the stratosphere social media rise of the Ballerina Farm brand has allowed the Needlemans to monetize their simple pleasures. They sell meat boxes from the cattle they breed, along with multiple other branded farm products like sourdough starters, beeswax candles, and rock salt. When the couple met, Hannah was enjoying big city life. But depending on your pre perspective, Danielle, heir to the JetBlue airline fortune. Okay, that is like extreme amount of. Yeah, okay. Don't get mad at this situation. She likes this lifestyle, is what she's telling people. But he bugs me. And I'll explain more in a few minutes too. Either swept her off her feet or gave her the royal lifestyle and perfect family of her dreams, or he destroyed her life as a beautiful, independent woman who had previously escaped her traditional Mormon upbringing to pursue her talent. So you can see why it's all a little controversial. What happens in the interview? Not much, actually. In the original Sunday Times piece, journalist Megan Andrews spent a day on the farm with the family, but struggled to speak to Hannah alone, instead finding that Daniel wanted to mansplain all things farming while his wife tended to their brewer and seemingly looked to him for approval. When asked direct questions, they declared themselves CEO of the family business, and Hannah said, I don't know if I identify with the trad wife label. We are traditional in the sense that it's a man-owned woman and we have children, she said. But I do feel like we're paving a lot of paths that haven't been paved before. She added that she believes that they are doing what God wants. But people are upset because during one of the interview's more canon moments, Hannah revealed that her dream was always for a big, glamorous race in the city. More of the Big Apple, less of the apple pie. My goal was New York City, she said. I left home at 17 and I was so excited to get there. I just loved that energy and I was going to be a ballerina. I was a good ballerina, but I knew that when I started to have kids, my life would start to look different. But they're rich. Surely they must have tons of help. Wrong. The interviewer was expecting to meet a nanny or three behind the scenes, but it emerged that Hannah has no external help with children. Nobody is disputing that Daniel is an involved dad, but Hannah is certainly the main caregiver and homemaker in their sprawling home, and she looks great for all the time. Even energy beauty pageant when baby Flora was just a few weeks old. Understandably, she's exhausted. Daniel even let slip that she's sometimes so burned out that she takes to bed for a week, but didn't mention who looks after the kids then. What else are people upset about? The main part of the ballerina story that's making people angry, aside from the speculation that Daniel is in control of Hannah against the real, is the fact that there are so many contradictions. For instance, their kids aren't allowed screens, but their lives are all over social media. And Hannah makes a point to being a simple stay-at-home mom, but is also earning a fortune from it, as well as mostly just showing the good parts. While we're used to influence making a life look good, long highlight reel, we know that being a mom of 8, whatever your situation, has to be challenging. And yet Hannah would have us believe that it's all good. I feel like there's so much joy in making a beautiful meal for your family, she says. It's satisfying, especially when you have had some part in your growing or sourcing the food that you have a connection to. And hopefully I'm inspiring women to do that. So my other problem is when he gave her the apron, she was looking at it, putting it on. She seemed maybe a little excited. And then he's like, you're welcome, before she could even say thank you. And it's like, dude, chill, give this woman a minute. You gave her an apron for a birthday present. No. If someone gave me an apron, I'd be like, have you lost it? Unless I asked for it, no. Now, if the person asked for it, fine. I don't know if she asked for it or not. All I could see, though, was she said she wanted Grease tickets in the video before, before the whole thing started, and I'm like, yeah. Like, you couldn't do that for a woman who's doing a lot for you. I don't know if he's going to eventually, but maybe give her some grease tickets. Might get some people off your back. Even if Hannah is generally blissful, happy through her tiredness, the problem of her many critics is that most trad wives, oh goodness gracious, aren't quite so naturally glamorous and instead ready, so the family are promoting a lifestyle that might not be much fun for women without the Needleman's many advantages, namely looks, wealth, and reach. The trad wife movement is huge on Instagram and TikTok, and Hannah is at the forefront of it, whether she uses the label herself. She might be a both a trad wife and entrepreneur, but could she make other women become oppressed if they only manage the first part? Or is it okay for women to pursue a trad lifestyle if that's what they want? Whether it's for religious reasons or simply because they really love baking and popping out babies while their husband provides. It's basically, can women ever have it all? Argument at its most extreme. On the other hand, of course, there's a video in which this beautiful, bright woman gets an egg apron for her birthday. This is what I was talking about. From the man who loves her. Sure, everyone had a dad present from their partner in the past, but there's something about Hannah's stubble, but evident disappointment that has rallied a lot of people. Does she deserve more? Or is she truly living the life she wants? Or is this just a deliberate comedy moment, what is basically a scripted reality TV show? As one critic wrote via TikTok, Ballerina Farm has ruined me. A talented woman with a full ride to Juilliard. Full ride? I didn't even see that part. That is huge, girl. Whose millionaire husband convinced her to give up her dreams of becoming a ballerina in New York City. When they put it like that, it sounds like a little like watching a holiday Netflix in the wrong order, doesn't it? Have Hannah and Daniel reacted to the backlash? Who has time to confront controversy when there are 8 little mouths to feed and a farm to run? The Needlemans have mostly just carried on doing their thing. But on Sunday, July 28th, Hannah posted an Instagram reel in which she and Daniel enjoy a date night at their dairy. The scenery is stunning. Hannah looks beautiful. She and Daniel make a show of appearing very much in love. It's a world we create and couldn't live it more, she concluded pointedly. My dad with the Tradwife Queen and what it taught me. I don't think this is the one I wanted. Okay, I'm trying to see if I can find. Media says she's a victim, but the influencer loves her traditional life. Social media influencer Hannah, known as Ballerina Farmer, okay, the formal Juilliard trainee. She also competes in beauty pageants, taking home the title of Miss America last year and competing in Miss World just 12 days after giving birth to her youngest earlier this year. But the Needleman's seemingly wholesome life has landed them in controversy. A recent interview by The Times seems to suggest that Hannah is a victim who her dreams to become a ballerina for motherhood that takes on all the workload, and that Daniel mistreats her is a controlling figure who silences her. This angle on Ballerina Farm by Times journalist Megan has led readers to think that Needleman gave up a career she was passionate about for an isolated, oppressed life with a controlling husband. Her social media comments are filled with people criticizing Daniel and telling her girl run. U.S. Weekly added that people are also angry that there are so many contradictions in their lives. For instance, their kids aren't allowed screens, But their lives are all over social media, and Hannah makes a point about being a simple stay-at-home mom, but is also earning a fortune from it, as well as mostly just showing the good parts. The media wants to portray Needleman as a victim because she's happy with her more traditional lifestyle, motherhood, and taking care of her family. Something feminists can't believe is possible. I'm just reading this article. They argue that Daniel forces her to give up her dreams of being a ballerina in New York to live this life that isn't true, as new audio recordings of her interview with Megan reveal. We were open to anything, but I knew deep down that I wanted to raise babies, she said, adding that Daniel said, if you want to dance, go dance. Pre-Eva magazine. Eva. Ivy? Okay, whatever. Megan herself admits that Needleman seemingly loves her life. It's not saying that she's kind of tricked or going at all. Unfortunately, the way she structured her interview conveyed otherwise. The in reality, Needleman and her husband, the heir to the JetBlue airline fortunes, are partners in life, parenthood, and vacations. They've capitalized on the success of their lifestyle and brand to sell meat boxes from the cattle they breed, along with multiple other branded farm products. They're a partnership. Now you know I don't feel like I'm a home raising kids by myself. That's hard, Needleman explained. And women need support. And when Daniel was like, okay, let's build something together, we really carried the mentality together. She wants to inspire other women to see the beauty in motherhood too, a particular important aspect of her brand, as younger generations waffle about whether or not to be moms. I feel like there's so much joy in making a beautiful meal for your family. It's very satisfying, especially when you have part in raising the sources. Despite the controversy, the Needlemans are continuing to pursue their family dreams. She recently shared a video on Instagram celebrating the opening their new dairy. It's the world we create, and I couldn't love it more, Needleman said. Okay. I feel like I didn't even take a breath. Trad wife debate. Ballerina Hannah Needleman hoped for birthday trip, but wealthy husband gave apron instead. Yeah, that's the part that just irritated me. I might not be for your lifestyle, but he could have done a little more than an apron that looked old. Utah influencer Mom of 8 Hannah Needleman, who runs the Ballerina Farm with her husband, Daniel Needleman, has recently made headlines after featuring in a viral profile about her huge social media following and whether she's a part of the so-called trad lifestyle. The story that has stirred plenty of discussion, even as Hannah has said she doesn't necessarily identify with trad life overall, and inspired even more people to offer options about the Needleman family. A resurfaced video showing one of Daniel's past birthday gifts to Hannah has prompted more debate. Yeah, that's the one thing. In the clip, widely shared by others online, the Juilliard trained dancer opens a birthday present from her husband. I'm hoping they're tickets to Greece, she says as she opens the cardboard box. When he notes it came from Ukraine, Hannah quips with eyebrows raised, so plane tickets? As she opens the mystery item, she jokes again, oh, a hat I can wear in Greece. The gift was much closer to home, an egg apron she could wear on the family farm. In the video, Hannah chuckles a bit as she tries it on. She smiles and does a little jiggle while holding it around her waist before thanking Daniel. One repost video of the gift giving has since been viewed more than 46 million times, with disapproving comments voicing concern and frustration on Hannah's behalf. Many also noted that beyond the couple having built a successful influencer career, Daniel comes from a successful background, as his dad helped found multiple airlines. Daniel, how did we drop the ball on this one? One user wrote, while another weighed in, this broke my heart. In an interview with the Times of London for a piece published earlier this month, ignited a new wave of fascination with their family. Daniel and Hannah took different viewings of the trad life label. We can't help it. That is what we are, he said. If we're trad dad, trad wife, so be it. But Hannah told the outlet that she sees it another way. I don't necessarily identify with it because we are traditional in the sense that it's a man and a woman. We have children, but I do feel like we're paving a lot of paths that haven't been paved before. Though the phrase trad life does not technically have a definition, it is generally defined as a woman who advocates for and follows controversial gender norms in relationships, especially their own. A group of influencers has also embraced the lifestyle in their popular content. By 2020, tradwives gained mainstream attention and success, but they have also been criticized for promoting general inequality, and some believe they undermine the progress women have made towards individual rights. Hannah, for her part, has insisted that she is not familiar with the term. We try so hard to be natural and be ourselves, and people will put a label on anything, she told Times this month. This is just our normal life. And I think that's it, because I'll see if I should post anything else about this, but I think this is it. The only thing is, I feel bad that, she really wanted those tickets. Here's a tip, dude. Get her some tickets.